So I want to make a video. It's gonna be a psychedelic video, but I want to make a video about the difference between visuals and visions. Okay, so the main difference, I guess, off the bat is visuals usually happen outside. Visions usually happen inside. Now, most psychedelics, I guess rephrase this, all psychedelics give visuals. Most psychedelics give visions. And I was just sitting here thinking, right? Because a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago now, I was diving pretty deep with Hawaiian baby woodrow seeds. And I only got 12 seeds left right now. But I was diving pretty deep, and I was learning, exploring with it, and noticed something that not too many people mention, which is that Hawaiian baby woodrow seeds, which contain LSA, people look at it like, oh, we can't find LSD, so we might as well do, LSA. It was like an LSD replacement when you couldn't find LSD and all this other shit, but it's not LSD. It's a completely different psychedelic. It's a completely different substance, realistically. Main thing I've noticed is that Hawaiian baby woodrow seeds are more, they're less visual, but give more visions. And what I've noticed with LSD, because I've taken LSD 20, 30 times in my life, and what I've noticed with LSD is that LSD doesn't really give many visions. You might be able to see things behind the eyes on LSD. You might be able to tell that basically you can close your eyes and maybe see patterns. Or I remember the one time on LSD I closed my eyes and I seen this Fibonacci sequence pattern that was made of squares things, but nothing more than things like that, right? Just seeing things like that and different colors and shapes and whatever. But with LSA, with Hawaiian baby woodrow seeds, my girl, she had an experience with Hawaiian baby woodrow seeds as well, and hers was you could say the spirit of Hawaiian baby woodrow seeds, or the LSA, whatever, kind of guided her through it. It comes to her as this purple light, and I've seen this purple light as well, and I've had visions on LSA, on Hawaiian baby woodrow seeds, where it's it sometimes gives me visions of the future. It's moments in time, and it's it can take you to the tryptamine world, but a different part of the tryptamine world than mushrooms and DMT can take you. And it's it can't take me as deep as ayahuasca or mushrooms, but it's different. It's more, there's more visions to it. It's more about you can travel time within the mind. You can, experience the present, past, and future. You can travel to the spirit world. You can go different. I guess you can have the being speak to you and guide you through it. And there's a conscious being to the Hawaiian baby woodrow seeds. There's a conscious being to the mushrooms. There's a conscious being in ayahuasca, right? The mushroom being will talk to you and help, and kind of show you where to go. The ayahuasca, being will kind of hold your hand through it and maybe show you things that terrify you or put you through things that terrify you. But ayahuasca is always there, right? With LSD, there is no being that's always there. I get the sense that it still connects me to the same type thing, right? But I also get the sense that it lacks wisdom, or it lacks, I guess, the ability to give me visions. LSD is more of the visuals on the outside are so much more intense and so much more there than the visuals on LSA. But like I said, LSD just lacks the internal visions. And it's not that you can't see shit behind your eyes, like I said, but it's just, you know, I just think that, and I've said this before, but I generally believe that, you know, I feel like it's because LSD is half synthetic. So half synthetic, I feel like that either means that it is a young soul, so therefore it needs time to gain information, enough information to be able to give us visions, or I feel like that because it's half synthetic, that it's half trying to show you what LSA can do. Like it's trying its best to give you LSA, or give you the consciousness of the LSA, or Hawaiian Bay Wood Rose Seeds, or Morning Glories, whatever the fuck you want to call it, ergot fungus. I feel like I don't know. I don't know why LSD doesn't have as much visions, why it doesn't as much visions into the past and future, and take you to the tryptamine world so easily, and like, I don't know. But what I do know is that the difference between visions and visuals is visions usually are a quest, a journey to go inside the mind and travel the spirit world, travel time, travel dimensions, travel into your past, see what's wrong with the past. And usually when it comes to visions, usually most of the time, the psychedelic that causes visions will usually help guide you through these visions, right? Usually. But I feel like the reason why LSD is more fun is because you're able to have more open-eyed visuals and still feel it and whatever without being forced to go to the closed-eyed visuals. Because the closed-eye visuals, the visions are a lot more spiritual. Visions are where spirituality comes from. I mean, think about any religion, right? All the religions are based on people who had visions of God, people who had visions of this and that and this and that. Like, it was all from visions. And God communicates through visions. And let me tell you, these videos lately, I am nowhere saying that, like, I'm not knocking on LSD at all. I love LSD. But out of all the psychedelics I've done, it was the one that gave me the least visions. It gave me, like, no visions. And that's fine, because it's good for what it's good for. I've never done mescaline, so I'm interested to try mescaline. I can't wait to do that. But I just know that mescaline, I think, is like the only traditional psychedelic that I haven't done besides ibogaine. Mescaline and ibogaine are the only two that I haven't done yet. And it'll be interesting. It'll be, you know, because ibogaine is a very vision type plant. It's a visionary plant, not a visual outside visual plant, right? And I don't know about mescaline. Mescaline might be in the middle of being like visual on the outside and visions on the inside. I don't know, because I've never taken it. But, or maybe mescaline's more based on the feeling. Because a lot of people say that mescaline gives a similar feeling to MDMA. And it's more stimulating. And I guess I've just noticed that because LSD is more stimulating, maybe it's the stimulation that prevents the visions. When you're stimulated and energized, you don't really want to sit down with your eyes closed. And I'm not saying that you can't, because I've had times where I forced myself to meditate on LSD, and I've had somewhat of what I would call visions. But not really. More like just confusing geometrical patterns and all these things that seem like they had meaning behind them, but you don't really ever get the meaning behind them. You don't ever really get the understanding. It's not like the closed-eye visuals of LSD are trying to teach you or show you. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't taken a high enough dose of LSD. But all I know is on 6 Hawaiian baby woodrose seeds, I was able to have visions. On 10, the visions were a lot more clear. The next time I'm gonna take like 12. And the next time after that, I'll take 15. But like, I'm just exploring to see with the visions with the LSA and the Hawaiian baby woodrose seeds. But this coming spring, right now it's January, but this coming spring I'll be exploring with mushrooms, ayahuasca, mescaline. You know, so, well, mescaline from San Pedro, but like contains mescaline. But I guess I'm gonna be exploring with these things because this is what I love to do, right? I love to gain visions from these plants, connect with these plants, and learn from them. These are the old teachers. Before school, there was ayahuasca. Before, we were taught things, we learned it from the plants. We learned it from direct contact with these higher beings. And these higher beings live in the plants. So, these higher beings have a lot to teach us, have a lot to tell us, and they tell us these things through the visions they give us. And, yeah.